the network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
This is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
I'm all right with AVNation, with an AVNation special, talking with Sam Taylor. I'm not going to say new executive vice president and CEO, but we'll explain why. Sam is from the newly renamed Exertis Almo. Came about when Exertis and Almo came together. So, Sam, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. So really quickly, one of the first things that happens when a merger and acquisition, in this industry, when they take place, certainly, vendors have questions, employees have questions, and your customers have questions. So when you look at this and you're talking to your customers, you're talking to the folks, the stakeholders, both internally and externally, what does the new name Exertis Almo kind of say to the customers? What does it mean, the positioning of it as Exertis Almo?
Yeah, so that's a good question, Tim. And it may think, well, we just took the name of Exertis and the name of Almo and put it together, but it's much more than that. Really, it was a merger of two companies. Technically, Exertis bought Almo, but Almo was brought in to manage and help with the merger of the two companies. So really, it's pretty amazing how it's equal between the people that are coming over from Exertis and the people that we have at Almo. So I've got 21 VPs or directors, and 11 are from Almo and 10 are from Exertis. So it really is a merger of two companies.
Yeah, absolutely. A number of years ago, you guys were celebrating your 10th anniversary, and you told me a story, and I wanted you to kind of to go back to 2009 when you and your group, your kind of small band that you were on the show floor of Infocom, looking for vendors, looking for partners, you were creating and crafting this new type of distributorship, honestly, where it was heavily relying on service. Certainly, you guys sell product, but you also have developed a number of education and service offerings, programming services over the last 10, 12 years. Do me a favor and kind of go back to 2009 and talk to Sam Taylor from 2009 and try to explain to him this growth and this journey to where you were on the show floor of Infocom trying to create this to where now you're part of a multinational distributorship.
Yeah, well, it's been an incredible journey, and I certainly couldn't have done it without the people that were with me and the people at Almo that helped support it. But we were there with 3 or 4 people at Infocom. My prior company had gone out of business during the recession, but we were profitable, and I knew that I had a good business plan, and the Chakins at Almo believed in that business plan. So, yeah, truly, we started the company with 22 employees, but we had no customers, we had no vendors, and we had no inventory. And again, it's a tribute to the people that came with me and the support that we got from Almo. But if you would have told me 10 years later, which is the first event you're referring to, that we had hit $500 million in sales, I would have been, surprised at this success. And if you would have told me then, 3 years later, we would be a combined $1 billion in revenue with the Exertis Almo, I wouldn't have foreseen that either. But and if I go back to 2009 and say that where I ended up in 2022, I'd say that was a great home for my employees, a great home for me, and I'd be shocked that we went from 0 to $1 billion.
But it is remarkable. It's a fantastic story, not just for the industry, but overall, just a fantastic business story, and one that your employees benefit as well. A little bit of nuts and bolts part of this interview. If again, customers have questions all the time. If I'm an Exertis customer, who do I contact to get a hold of Almo services, and vice versa? If I'm an Almo, customer, how do they make that transition, or is that something that you guys are doing internally at Exertis Almo?
We kept pretty much everybody, and so everybody's there. So the really cool thing was that there were a lot of unique accounts to both Almo and Exertis. Each brought about 3,000. There were crossover accounts, but each entity brought about 3,000 new people to each one. But since we kept all the salespeople, they just can go to their Almo person or Exertis person, and we'll put them in touch with our service development managers, and they can help them there, or our business development managers. Tim, we ended up with 25 business development managers now at Almo when we combined the Exertis and Almo. So pretty large support for our vendors, but most importantly for our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the interesting things is both brands, both companies had done an outreach to education, right? Local, regional events where you went into the different cities, different areas, and produced some sort of education program. Almo's E4 is legendary, is award winning. When you look at these next steps, what should we expect out of the Exertis Almo education experience, that version of E4?
We are rolling their events up into ours, so the E4 will get bigger and better. The E4 that's coming up here in Chicago in the first week of May is going to be our largest ever, and in regards to square footage and vendors, it's still small. We try to keep focused, but we've added 5 new partners that will be on the show floor at E4 that weren't with us in the past, that came over from Exertis relationships.
Awesome, Sam. As I kind of wrap up here, and before we let you go, what is one or two things that you are most excited about this deal that brings these two long-standing industry stalwarts and brings those two together, and kind of see, what do you see in the future and you're most excited about?
The thing I'm most excited about is one of our core values here is teamwork and family, and it's amazing. We were competitors on the field prior to the merger, and to watch over the past 3 months the chemistry develop and the integration of everybody into a different family now, the Exertis Almo family, and some of the teamwork and sharing that's going on, it's really incredible. So it's just going to continue to evolve over the next year. It's kind of like taking the Pittsburgh Steelers, and merging them with the Baltimore Ravens, and they're bitter rivals, but all of a sudden they're teammates, and they have a singular purpose now. So it's really, really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a remarkable combination. Just for the record, as a fellow football fan, that would also be an interesting one. Sam Taylor from Exertis Almo, thank you so much. Somebody wants to connect with you or Exertis Almo, how do they do that?
My email is staylor@almo.com, and in May we still have the Almo Pro AV website, but in May we will have an Exertis Almo website that will be live.
All right, very good. We will look to see that. Those of us in the Midwest here that'll see you in Chicago, we'll see you up in Chicago for E4. And if you don't have that, you get to hang out with Sam at Infocom this year. So, Sam Taylor, thank you so much. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv. Find this program and a host of others. All that and more at avnation.tv. That's AVNation.